unique venue. I hope you're all warm enough with your blankets. We are so excited to have Dr. Terry back with us. Some of you might know that Terry did our aesthetics clinic many years ago when we first opened the spa, and you were with us for quite a number of years.
8 years.
It was about 8 years.
Yeah.
So she's a familiar face to us, and but not only is she an aesthetics medicine practitioner, but she's also an integrative skin and hormone doctor. So tonight we're going to be talking about hormones and skin and all things health and well-being. So I'm going to hand you over to Terry, and she'll get started.
Hello everyone, good evening. Okay, don't clap. It's very weird. I'm wondering like if you clap, got echoes in the glass here and everything. It's lovely to be back here. Thank you so much for the invitation again. As Leanne was saying that, yes, I started out as a surgeon first, and I went into aesthetic medicine, and I was with them for 8 years. And I got pregnant, and then had a baby, became a mum, and then been 10 years, really, since I'm, now coming back. So in that 10 years, when I was 30 years old, I had a health cancer scare, was diagnosed with early stage cervical cancer, and that's kind of pushed me to go to the States, study functional medicine, home balancing, health coaching, nutrition, and everything. So I'm now 47, cancer clear, which is great. But I had 2 burnouts along that way as well. Perimenopause, I'm on HRT at the moment. So now I feel I'm thriving in I'm on the other side, really. So I kind of like to work with my patients to help them optimize and balance their hormones to maximize the treatments that they do and the skincare could do. Because it's all great if you're spending all that money on skincare and your treatments, but if your internal environment is not helping you to repair and to rejuvenate, it's kind of a losing battle, really, So today's talk is all about future-proofing your skin and your hormones for 2026, correct? Now, how many of you decided to come because of the skin part? Okay, only 1 or 2. Okay, fine. How many of you the hormone part? Okay, majority of you. Okay, good. Okay, good. So I am going to focus more on the hormones because that's kind of like more important, and then it will touch on the skin as well. So my whole preface is basically how do we anti-age? I don't like to use the word anti-age, but how do we be proactive as we age, basically, so that we are making sure we're healthy, and focusing on more longevity, okay, as basically creating an internal environment that focus on more rest and repair versus wear and tear. That's it, really. That's the nutshell of the talk, okay? And what I want to do is in this half an hour, 40 minutes, depending how we go, I want to cover like just a crash course on hormones, give you just a crash course in terms of like the hormones linking to the skin, talk about the 3 areas, invisible areas that would speed up the aging process and almost sabotage your best efforts. And lastly, I want to talk about practical things that you can go away with to start with, to kind of up-level your future-proofing plans, okay? So how many of you know much about hormones? Give me some hormone names. That'll be a good start. Estrogen, good one. Thyroxine, okay, thyroxine or thyroid, yes, very good. Anything else? Testosterone, absolutely. Do you guys know what they do, what hormones are? So basically, hormones are chemical messengers that allow communication between different parts of the bodies. When the communication works, everything works well. But when the communication breaks, it's like a divorce, really, within the body. So it's almost like you don't feel like yourself, you don't look like yourself because there's miscommunication with these hormones, okay? So estrogen, my favorite hormone, I call her the hostess with the mostest, okay? When she's on perky thing, she's kind of like very confident, she gives you hips, she gives you boobs, okay, not you, okay? But she gives you really nice, hydrated, plump skin. That's what estrogen does, okay? But when estrogen drops, then you get very dry skin, very thin skin as well, and you get quite disrupted sleep, very cranky. But if you get too much, then you become more like a diva. You get very bloated, you get very flush skin, very reactive skin as well, very irritable, okay? Progesterone, on the counterpart, is the calming best friend. So we got estrogen, the hostess with most of, but we need a calming best friend. Say, calm down, calm down, calm down, okay? So progesterone is really important to calm your moods, help your sleep, and also help your skin. So if you're acne prone, this is really helpful. If you've got very oily, reactive skin, progesterone is really helpful. The next one is the testosterone. I call testosterone the bad boy. Okay, we all love a bit of bad boy in our life. Okay, I'm not asking for histories. Okay, a little bit of bad boy, a little bit we feel sexy, we feel like adventurous, but too much you might feel like, very oily hair, a bit sleazy, a bit spotty. That's a bit too much, okay? So everything is in balance. Now, thyroid, when we talk about thyroxine, thyroid is important because it's important for moods, our energy, and our metabolism as well, our weight. Now, with thyroid, if it's very low, we get very dry skin, very dry, flaky skin as well. So thyroid is important for that. And then we've also got cortisol. Don't forget the stress hormone cortisol, very important. We need it. Okay, people think that, oh, it's bad. We actually do need cortisol because it actually helps our immune system. And it also helps us wake up in the morning. So if we don't have cortisol, we can't wake up. And always feel like, always snooze the button, and even the coffee, it doesn't help. That means your cortisol is very low. You don't have enough cortisol. And with cortisol, you basically break down your collagen a lot quicker as well. So cortisol is very important. Now, so the cortisol, I call it like the warrior hormone or the hunter hormone. We need it, it protects us, but if it's too much, it goes on rampage, really. It causes more wear and tear. And the last one is not really a hormone, but it's really linking to a hormone. It's called histamine. Have you guys heard of histamine? Yeah, we get it during the allergy season, but during the winter time, as if you notice, coming to a certain age, your skin just misbehaves, goes reactive, maybe get dermatitis or just get rashes. I mean, when I was in my mid-40s, I started getting eczema, my whole face was swell up. It's all histamine, really. So histamine, I call it the drama queen. Okay, she's great in doses, small doses, but when she's too much, we just become like, whoa, it's a bit of drama queen. So that's kind of like the nutshell of what hormones does for the skin. Okay, now, how about the 3 areas that will basically speed up the aging process? Let me ask you, what do you guys think will speed up aging process now from what you guys know? External factors or internal factors? Stress, yeah, absolute stress, a big one. Alcohol, yes. Anything else? Lack of sleep, yes, very important.
Bad diet.
Bad diet, yes. Anything else?
Men.
Men? Did you say men?
Yes, but no, it's true. It's true.
I love it.
I'm exempt. But stress and stress is a big factor.
Yeah, stress is a big factor. Yeah, stress kind of out externally and internally, and also stress that we are aware of and also that we are unaware of as well. Yeah. Because stress can produce inflammation, as we know. So when our skin is inflamed, that is very difficult because then our skin is always trying to protect itself and maybe produce a lot of oils. So maybe if your skin is very dry, but your skin is very dehydrated, but you find that you have this oiliness over it, so it's like your skin is trying to repair itself. So it changes its oil density. So when that happens, there's inflammation on the skin. Also, there's inflammation internally as well. So inflammation is such a big word. It encompasses everything. So the 3 areas that I would say that's important, I simplify as the 3 magic M's. Okay. So the first one is low magnesium. So magnesium, as we know, is a mineral. But if you did not know, magnesium actually controls 300 processes in our body. It's needed for producing ceramides in our skin so that when we get dry, flaky, reactive skin, it could be low magnesium. It's important for producing collagen as well. It's important for sleep. It's important for muscle relaxation. And it's also important for calming the moods. So if you ever feel that you're craving for chocolates, I know, she craved I know. So you're craving for chocolate, not for the sugar, but craving for chocolate. It could be a sign that you may be magnesium deficient. Okay. Now, when you have low magnesium, I say all those things that can happen, but why do we have low magnesium as time goes by? Okay, so number one, a lot of us, we may not eat enough magnesium-rich foods. Could be nuts, seeds, kind of dark leafy greens. But a lot of it, sometimes we may not actually absorb it enough. So it's one thing about eating enough, but are we absorbing the nutrients that we eat? So and one thing that we find with age is basically low stomach acid. If you find that you burp a lot of the food, or you feel like your food is sitting a lot, or you get very bloated, or after eating a lot of protein, you find that you're not digesting very much, or you get very bloated, it could be because you have low stomach acid. Or if you're on medication like omeprazole or lansoprazole, PPIs, basically proton pump inhibitors to reduce the stomach acid, or even the birth control pill, or antidiuretics, or blood pressure tablets. So all those will reduce the stomach acid. So when the stomach acid is reduced, then you're not going to absorb your magnesium as well. So when that happens, it will also affect your cortisol regulation as well. So you find you're very irritable. Sometimes you just need some magnesium to help to calm things down. So like some of my patients, when I ask them to just take magnesium, then they will eating no chocolate. That's okay. You can
supplement then.
Yes, I would. Okay, get magnesium.
I take it.
So you can take magnesium topically, so you like a magnesium spray, okay, or Epsom salt in the bath. You can also take a supplement. So there's two types. You got magnesium glycinate, which is quite good for, take it before you sleep. That really helps. 200 milligrams will be a quite good level. If you find that you get a bit of constipation, you can try magnesium citrate, because that will help to loosen up the stools a little bit. Please make notes if you need to. You can take both, yeah. So you could take magnesium, maybe glycine at nighttime, take a magnesium citrate in the morning, okay? So if you get a lot of tight muscles as well, you exercise a lot, so you can definitely do that. Yeah, you can definitely do that, okay?
Can you take too much magnesium?
It's very difficult to take too much magnesium. One thing that you can notice if you take too much magnesium is maybe your skin gets a bit, what's the word called? Like itchy, if you get too much. And also, if you take too much at nighttime, you get really drowsy in the morning. Okay, so yeah, so I have some supplements, it's like 800 milligrams. So majority of supplements come with 100 milligram capsules. So just take 2 capsules, then it'll be perfect. But there are some that I've tried before when they send me samples, thank you, send me samples, like 800 per capsule. It's a lot. So when I take it, in the morning, I'm just like almost, I have a hangover, really, So I think 200 is a good one, but if you haven't taken magnesium before, start with 100 first. And then see, because you might find that it makes you go to the toilet a bit as well. So start with 100, and you're okay with that, then you can do 200, okay? So that's kind of like the magnesium. Also, the dark chocolate, really. So Lindt chocolate, the big squares? So it's got high magnesium, the cocoa, okay? So 70 to 85% is very good. So one big square of Lindt is about 20 milligrams of magnesium, correct? Yes. I know, this is it. That's why, better take the supplement. I know. And you see, so anytime you're craving chocolate, so that maybe my magnesium is low, maybe I should do that. So because when my patients take magnesium, what they find that their skin be clearer, but also they sleep better as well. More importantly, the deep sleep, deep rest, they find that they sleep much better. So that's magnesium. The second one is talking about mitochondrial health. Do you guys know what mitochondria is? Yeah, never heard. Yeah, So mitochondria is the powerhouse of our cells. It's almost like the battery of our cells. Okay, it produces fuel. And so if our mitochondria, if you look at biohacking, if you look at longevity medicine, they all talk about mitochondria. Okay, because if you ever think of when you're feeling really tired, even if you sleep enough, or you rested enough, or like no stress, but you're feeling really, really tired, like burnout. When you get real burnout, that's your mitochondria. It's just that the battery is just dead, or just very difficult to charge up, really. So when that happens, like I said, you just feel very, very fatigued, very tired, and just it takes longer to recover. You get ill much quicker, your immune system goes down, and then when you hurt yourself, it takes longer to heal as well. Maybe when you exercise, it takes longer for your muscles to heal as well. So there's kind of mitochondrial dysfunction or mitochondrial health we're looking at. Again, why does that happen? Age, yes, one thing. Chronic stress, that's another thing as well. And also kind of just toxic burden, really. So if you think about, you guys are living in Inverness. I live in London, okay? London is very polluted, very different. Here, got so much fresh air. But if there's a lot of environmental pollution, so your body is always detoxifying, trying to clear up stuff, it's going to use up a lot of that fuel for detoxification. Even it uses up fuel for magnesium as well. So detoxification uses up magnesium. That's why with alcohol actually depletes magnesium as well through different ways. So later on, just remind me, I'll give you some tips to reduce the negative effects of alcohol, because I know Christmas is coming. You guys going to enjoy. Huh? Milk thistle is one way, because it helps to take off the liver detoxification burden, okay? Another way is hydrating yourself. So in between sips of alcohol, drink water. So it's just, and then in between a glass of alcoholic beverage and then drink a glass of water. Okay, so this will just mitigate because when you get dehydration for your skin, but also you're peeing out your magnesium as well. Okay, so that's important. So, and make sure you eat something before you have the alcohol. So we're talking about mitochondrial health, and then so what can you do? Okay, so what can you do is you can magnesium. That will help mitochondrial health. Vitamin Bs, that also will really help. Now you can get blood tests to check your vitamin B6, vitamin B12. So some people have jabs for B12. Yeah, so that really helps to energize. So it could also just fuel the mitochondria as well. Another thing is creatine. So you guys know creatine. So think about mitochondria producing an energy source called ATP. So think of that as like a 2-pound coin. So creatine is almost like a 1-pound coin. So we add creatine to make more ATPs, really. So creatine, if you take it, they have shown that it really helps kind of energy, but also helps brain function as well. So for women, important between 3 to 5 milligrams per day. Anything more, anything more, they've said that actually it doesn't show any extra positive effects. Really, So just 3 to 5 milligram is really good, especially if you work out or if you go to the gym or you exercise. Creatine is very important. Okay.
I just don't do that.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, it's really helpful. Okay, and then another thing is red light therapy. Red light therapy also helps to just boost the mitochondria as well, and also exercise. Never underestimate the power of exercise because exercise stimulates production of new mitochondria. Okay, so even more reason to build that battery. Okay, so we've got magnesium, which is kind of like the key to all the processes. Then we got the mitochondria, which is the battery, and then the last one is the metabolism. Okay, so that's like the engine. So metabolism is basically how fast or how slow we burn fuel in our body, how fast or how slow we use up the calories, do we lose weight, do we, to generate energy. So if our metabolism is low, we might find we feel colder. Even during warmer months, we feel colder. Our hands, our feet, colder, or very difficult to warm up our body. We might find that we are putting on weight or very stubborn weight loss. Okay, so that's another thing. It could be very, sluggishness, very slow, just very slow. Your bowels will be very slow as well, so you tend to be more constipation. So just everything's just very slow. Again, it's like the speed of things going. Now, why does that happen? As we know, age is... It's just age. One thing is just metabolism just slows down, but it's very linked to hormones as well. So thyroid is a big one for hormonal health. So people, if you have trouble losing weight or if you're feeling sluggish, do check your thyroid. Now, if you go NHS, they will check your TSH and your T4. That is not enough. You need to check T3, okay, your free T3, because T3 is the active thyroid that basically is in the peripheral of your cells. Okay, your T4 is converted to T3. So if you have a lot of T4s, but if it's not being converted to T3, you will feel tired, and then they will say that you are normal. Does that make sense? Yeah. So do get. I don't know if NHS does it, but majority of my patients they do. They do. Yeah, they don't do it, isn't it? So. Dutch test. Yeah, that's a good question. I do. Dutch test. So Dutch test is basically, oh my God, I know there's a long term I can't remember, but basically it's a urine test that looks at your hormones and look at how you metabolize your hormones and how you use your hormones. Dutch test is helpful depending on what you're using it for. Okay, it's really, so do you have something to go on? What do you use it for?
I've never used it.
Okay.
I just read about it and I'm like,
so I have done Dutch test. So you can either
what was that called?
Dutch test. Dutch test. Yeah, Dutch test. I can't remember the D. Dutch test. I know. The Dutch test. So basically, you can check your hormones via urine, which is through Dutch, through blood, which is just normal blood test, and even saliva as well. Okay, so we can talk about the different testings later. Okay, so with the Dutch test, it really helps to see how your body is responding to stress, whether your body is more wear and tear or rest and repair. So that's a good one to check. It's also good to check how you are breaking down your estrogen or how you're using your estrogen. So when your estrogen, when I say hostess with mimosas, if it's too high, it can increase risk of endometriosis. increased risk of breast disease, okay? Very heavy periods. So if somebody has very heavy periods and all those other symptoms, there may be a problem with detoxifying estrogen. So when there is a problem, then you can do Dutch tests. But Dutch tests, I don't want to go too much into it. Okay, just very simply, to detoxify estrogen, there's 3 phases it needs to go through. 2 of them is in the liver. 1 of them is in the gut. So the 2 of them is in the liver can be tested with the Dutch test. The 1 of them is in the gut is tested with a stool test, really. So each of them, we would be looking at different things, okay? And the reason why we would do it, again, like I said, is somebody has what they call estrogen dominance. You might have heard that. So basically what that means is you either have too much estrogen, whether that is your own natural or synthetic, or you have relatively low progesterone. So the estrogen is relatively higher. Does that make sense? So the effect is higher, really, but because your progesterone is low, not because your estrogen is high. So by looking at the different testing, depending on what we find in the consultation, then we need to see, okay, if I do this test, will it change the management plan? Because if it doesn't, it's very expensive. It's like 300 odd pounds just for you to piss in very expensive piss. Okay, expensive piss. Okay, so I know. So, but it's a good one because some patients I do recommend them depending on, like you said, it is helpful depending on what you're looking for. Yeah. Okay. So sometimes with the bloods, it's helpful just as a snapshot because blood is just a snapshot, really. You good? Yeah. And also when you're going through perimenopause or menopause, your hormones fluctuate anyway. So it's actually very difficult to know what is what. So you don't diagnose with the blood tests. We diagnose, with symptoms, really. Okay. So with the metabolism, we talked about, yes, we age because the thyroid health, it goes down. Chronic stress, yes. Estrogen, that's another one as well. Estrogen affects it. And what else? Yeah, there's a lot of things. Oh yeah, muscle mass. When we drop our muscle as well, because muscle burns fuel, we say metabolism. So when we age, from age 30 or so, we lose 3 to 5% of our muscle mass every decade. But after 50, we lose 1% every year. Very quick. So we have to be very proactive, really. So my aim is hopefully for 2026 is, I don't care if you go to the gym or not. I don't care, basically. If you go to the gym, great. Okay. But just get set of weights and, even doing your own body weight to just build muscle. Okay, because that will be important for you, preventing falls, preventing osteoporosis, preventing, future decline, really, because don't forget, bones is, yes, preventing osteoporosis, so we don't want to go shorter, but don't forget our bones on our face, right? We all are so worried about anti-aging, but if our bones in our face becomes very flat, our jaw's shorter, then we get just worsened jowls, very flat cheeks and everything. So those are bones, okay? So it's the foundation of our face. So think of, okay, if you're looking at skincare, if you're looking at treatments, don't forget about your bones as well, okay? Any questions in terms of those 3 magic M's first? So you got magnesium, we got mitochondria, and metabolism. Make sense? All good? Good. So now we go on like, okay, what can you do practically, after this? So one of it, I talked about at the beginning, inflammation. That's huge. If next year you can just focus on where can I reduce inflammation, externally as well as internally as well, okay? Like remember I said, one of the places in our whole body that is so important for inflammation is our gut health, because our gut really contributes to 70% of immunity. And the first area of our gut, or the first, defense, is your stomach acid, okay? Have you ever done the sodium bicarbonate test before? So it's a very loose test to check whether you've got stomach acid or how much stomach acid you have, okay? So simply just add, so first thing in the morning, without eating or without drinking any water, mix half a cup of water, cool water, with a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, okay? I know, because it's alkaline, okay? So just mix it all that, and then drink it, timer. Okay? So you should burp by 3 minutes. If you burp within 3 minutes, great. Then you've got enough stomach acid. But if you're taking longer to burp, like more than 5 minutes, you may not be producing enough stomach acid. Now, if this would not work if you are taking any PPIs, so omeprazole, lansoprazole, and because like I said, it suppresses your stomach acid. Okay. Now, if you do not have stomach acids, then coming into holiday time or even next year as well, when we talk about how can we increase the absorption of our nutrients. You eat well, good, but to increase the absorption, number one, we can chew more, okay, chew better, so that it becomes very small, then we can absorb it. The stomach acid, that's the next one to absorb, okay? So if you find that you have enough stomach acid, it could be, but you're still getting bloated, it could be you don't have enough digestive enzymes. So you can just buy a digestive enzyme, a simple one, okay? But if you have low stomach acid, you need to make sure they also have or add a betaine HCl. Okay, so betaine HCl, which is hydrochloric acid. Okay, so it's still a digestive enzyme. Some digestive enzyme combines the betaine HCl, hydrochloric acid, HCl, yeah. Okay, so most digestive enzyme will have without the betaine HCl, but some of them have it together. Okay, or sometimes you need to get it separately. Okay, so this is a good one to test to improve your digestion and improve your absorption as well. Okay, and like I say, we talk about magnesium because magnesium is absorbed with stomach acid. When you reduce stomach acid, so you can see everything is linked together. Okay, and is that making noise? Yes. Okay.
Where do you buy that?
Pardon?
The digestive enzyme.
You can buy online in terms of, so a good brand I like is called Digeszymes by Designs for Health. That's a good brand. Okay, Designs for Health.
Did you say that if you are taking omeprazole, you can't have that thing you just said?
The
HCl?
Yes, because they're reducing they're reducing that. Absolutely. Yeah, they're reducing that. Okay. So inflammation, that's one thing, but also we talked about the immunity, right? So the gut is immunity, contributing to immunity as well. But also the gut is important for producing 90% of our serotonin. So serotonin is the feel-good hormone, helps to calm us. So when we have low serotonin, we get anxious quicker. We get very jittery. Our mind just continue racing, okay? So our gut is important for producing 90% of that, really. So if you have gut dysfunction, whether that is overgrowth of yeast or candida fungus or what they call it, microbial dysbiosis, trying to use the name. So then with that, then you need to repair it because then you can change the environment again, really. Okay, so you can do a stool test with that if you wanted to go down that route. Again, stool test is not cheap. So again, you want to make sure that is it going to change the management plan, really. Again, so that one you have to pull. Yeah, you have to pull and pick up, basically, and put it in a jar and set it off. No, you need to freeze it first. So I remember, I always tell my patients, put it in a box and then wrap it, put your name in it, and tell your partner, do not open that. Just do not tell them what it is, basically, because it's like, they knew it's like, they will not even go near there. Okay, so we've got the, what did I go through? So we've got the reduced inflammation, the gut health, and okay, so then, yes.
What do you class good level in B12?
Oh.
What should your levels be for?
I think it depends on in terms of the blood levels.
Yeah, so like I get B12 injections.
Yeah.
But every doctor will tell you different.
Correct.
They'll give you an injection.
Yeah, I know.
Fine for it.
I know. I think for me, it's not really as long as it's not toxic levels, because every lab is very different. Yeah, and also the range is very different. It can be very low, it can be very high. It really depends on the individuals, because if you feel tired on what looks like a high level, you're tired. So your body needs more of it, really. Again, it's so individual. That's why I don't go fully by the levels, really. And also B12, it doesn't work with everyone. So if it works with you, great. But if it doesn't work with you, then it might not be the thing that is supposed to help you, really. So that's what I would say that. Okay. Then the next one is improving insulin sensitivity. Okay. So insulin, as we know, really controls our blood sugar that goes into the cells. Okay, we have insulin, it directs our blood sugar to goes into our liver, our brains, into our muscle to be used. Okay, the problem is when we get insulin resistant. You guys probably have heard this, metabolic syndrome. When you get insulin resistant, people get PCOS, people get more, like say, weight gain. So you guys have probably heard like Ozempic, Mounjaro, those GLP-1 agonists. So all those targets to insulin, so that actually reduces insulin resistance, okay? Because with insulin resistance, the body basically doesn't know where to direct the sugar. So instead of going to the liver, the brain, the muscles, it going to fat cells. And when you have more fat cells, it becomes more inflammatory as well, okay? And also fat cells actually produce estrogen. So that's why you see when women go into menopause, if you don't do anything, they put on weight because the body is trying to cushion the drop in estrogen. So they have this cushion as well. But that can also mean it becomes more inflammatory, okay? So I lost my train of thought there. Where was I?
Well, what can you do if you don't want to take a GLP-1? What can
Yeah.
you do about insulin resistance?
Yeah, so there are supplements that can help insulin resistance. But before that, I would recommend doing a test called HbA1c. Okay, HbA1c. So you can get this on NHS. This looks at your what we call glycation load. Okay, so this looks at how well your body is regulating sugar in the last 3 months. So we know when we have too much sugar or we have too much glycation, it increases wrinkles and lines wrinkles because it almost creates this sugar crystals in our cells, damaging it. So the HbA1c gives us an indication, okay, where are we in the last 3 months? So ideally, you want to be between 5 and 5.3. That's ideal. If you are 5.4 to 5.7, you are almost like early signs of early insulin resistance. Okay, so when you're 5.7 to 6.4, you're pre-diabetic, and over 6.5, you're diabetic. Okay, so HbA1c, people with diabetes, they do that a lot to see how well controlled they are. But if you don't have diabetes, I think it's a really good way to see how your body is regulating the sugar. Okay, so HbA1c, that will be really good. So if you decide, if you find that, okay, there's slightly high side, or you want to improve your insulin sensitivity, few things that you can do. Like you said, magnesium. Magnesium helps. And so you can see magnesium. I'm going to drown into you. After this, everybody's going to get magnesium, okay? Or dark chocolate. Get dark chocolate as well. Magnesium, okay? Alpha lipoic acid. That's also helpful. Alpha lipoic acid. Alpha lipoic acid. These are all supplements, by the way. Alpha lipoic acid. Berberine as well. Chromium. Sorry?
Is that what you take? You take that with food, don't you?
You can take it, yeah. All the you can take with food, yeah. Chromium picolinate. And then
I've got to add to my collection. Mental.
and
You take too many things.
you can potentially. That's why. Okay. When it comes to supplements, you gotta be very careful. Because I know when I was studying functional medicine, when we went to the States, and it's interesting because I think with the States they do a lot of testing, so then everything is wrong with you, and then you have to take a lot of supplements. So they call it, I think they call it a green pharmacy, because instead of taking medication, you're taking supplements instead. So for me, correct, absolutely. So for me, my whole premises with supplements is, I just want you to make sure just to get your basics right first, making sure you're eating well, you're digesting your nutrients and everything. And then there are some supplements that I find are essential, like multivitamins, omega-3s, vitamin D, especially now with the days getting shorter, magnesium, and a probiotic. So that's kind of like essentials. Everything else extra is depending on your lifestyle, your predisposition. You can do testing if you want to, but always I would say there's a core that you start with, and then after that you want to be fancy, you can really.
I was going to ask you about all these testing kits that you can buy online. Are these good?
Again, depends on why you're doing the test. I think that's important, because it's no point doing the test and then you worry out for nothing and you're adding the stress to yourself. If it's going to change the management plan, then fine. Okay, it's like you can get a magnesium test. I think it's £55 privately. Okay, and with that, but majority of people is going to be magnesium deficient anyway, so it's not going to change, and you're going to take it. So what's the difference for you taking or not? Really,
Because some of these kits are like 300.
It is, yeah, it's expensive. It is expensive.
You had mentioned something like pseudoscience.
Well, I don't know how all these online testing, I wonder how rigorous the testing is.
Yeah, I mean, depends, because if you do the testing, like blood is better because you draw out your blood. the fingerprint, some of them it's good, but then there's always a chance of error, you know, especially if you take hormones or if you touch other supplements and you touch the. Okay, okay.
Spent a couple £100 and then I've done another one.
Yes. Different.
A couple of weeks apart and they were
That's the
different.
thing, you spend
Yeah.
such a lot of
Purely
money.
just to see.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they say it's, I'm not saying it's mind over matter, but you can make yourself think, oh, that's working.
Yes, yes. Correct.
It
Absolutely.
might be the vitamin you started taking.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Before that.
Yeah. Saying that the one vitamin that I do recommend patients check is vitamin D, because majority of people is very low,
Yeah.
you know. So with vitamin D, I like my patients to be between 70 to 100 in terms of levels. Because if you're very low, vitamin D also affects skin. If you've got acne prone, vitamin D is very important. You know, it's just everything, all the hormone. So it's like magnesium, the processes is very vitamin D dependent.
How much would you say to keep it? Like,
That's a good one. So maintenance is 2,000, but if someone is low, oh, careful, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's all right. It's okay.
So sorry. I was moving.
That's okay.
I managed to just trash it.
It's okay.
2,000 vitamin D.
2,000 IU, but then if you're low, so if you're lower than 50, then I would recommend 5,000 IU. You know, so like I said, I want to get you up to 1,700. So I do recommend checking vitamin D again, so that if you are above 70, then you can go down to maintenance. Okay, so with your multivitamins, do check it, because some of them do have vitamin D inside as well. You know, so then you don't add too much.
And do you think some of these vitamins that claim to be, like, they're so expensive,
Yes.
do you think there is, then they say like the cheaper ones are sometimes just not like
The fillers and stuff.
Fillers.
Yeah. I do agree on that. But there's so many supplements. I think like skincare, so there's so many. There's so many. So I don't even bother to learn everything, because there's just so many. I can't really, you know. So I have some that I trust purity and efficacy and safety. Then I will just use that, you know. And then because I always find that
what's that, Designs for Health?
Designs for Health, and also another one, Pure Encapsulations. That's another good brand as well. You know, Nutri Advance.
That's important to know.
Yeah,
I
Nutri.
would never buy like a Taste's multivitamin.
I know,
That's the thing.
because I get sent many, you know, people Instagram me and so, you know, stuff like that, you know. So yeah, it's part and everything. So I think supplements, again, they're not cheap. Again, they're not cheap. So you want to make sure you're absorbing it,
Yeah.
because if you're taking so much, you know, sometimes you can take it. So I have gone through seasons where I can't tolerate supplements. I feel like gagging, you know. So in those seasons, I just say, okay, I'm just not going to take it. Just my body, I'm just going to listen to my body. I'm just going to focus more on nutrition. And then when I find that maybe some seasons where I'm very stressed, that I need more support, then fine, then I take it, you know. So I do notice when I need to, then I just sleep better. My stress just a bit more managed. My brain's not so foggy, you know. So for myself, you know. So I think that's important for you guys. Whenever you try it, just notice it, really, you know, what it's doing for you. So there is a, of course,
Are there
of course.
any you can overdose on?
Yeah, anything you can overdose.
So if you
yeah.
are taking them every day.
Yeah. I think every day is fine, but
Yeah.
as long as you're within the recommended dosing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then don't overdo it.
But then if you had a good diet
Yeah.
and you didn't
You don't need to
take it,
no, absolutely. So a lot of it, some of them actually recommend taking 6 capsules. That's a lot. 6 capsules. So normally I just have it. Really, you know. So I just don't feel I need so much, you know. So because they do want you to take everything, because you can buy some more.
Yeah.
Really. So that's like, I normally like to stretch it out. I was like, no, I don't need this, you know. Okay, so that's the supplements part. I was like, okay, so we got reduced inflammation, we've got improving insulin sensitivity. Another thing is improving muscle. Again, muscle. Muscle is so important. I'll do a test afterwards to muscle and see how much muscle you guys all have. No, we're not going to arm wrestle. We're not going to arm wrestle. We're not going to arm wrestle. We're not arm wrestling each other. No, we're not wrestling each other. Okay. Okay. What was that? Okay, let's do the muscle one now. Okay, let's do a test. Okay. Everybody put your stuff down. Let's just put your stuff down. I promise. Okay. And just put all your blankets off. Okay, so this is a test called the sit to standing test. Okay, so the aim is I'll demonstrate first. Okay, and then you guys all can do it, and I will time you. Okay, so the aim is you put your arms, cross your arms like that. That's right. Okay, and then you're going to, from sitting, stand up, and then go down. All right.
I think you're at an unfair advantage. advantage, Terry, because you're on a high chair.
I know. I'm not doing this. I'm gonna time you guys. All right.
And you're in a rocking chair. So
Hopefully that will momentum. Give you momentum. Okay. That's fine. Yeah. Don't if you're hurting or anything, don't do it. Okay. If you're injured and everything. So we're gonna do 30 seconds. I want you guys to do as many as you can. So count in your head how many as you can. Okay. Hold on. Let me just put this on. Okay. So count your head. Okay. And I will tell you. Oh shoot. Hold on. It says 1 minute and 30 seconds. No, that you're gonna die. It's like, hopefully none of you have done the suicide. What is going on? Okay. All right. You ready? Okay. When I say go, you guys go, and then like say you count your head how many you do in 30 seconds. Ready? Go.
How many would you in 30 seconds?
Yeah, your own. Yeah, as many as you can. 30 seconds. I'll tell you when it's 10 seconds left, okay? So then you feel that, okay. Count yourself. I know. So 9 seconds left, 8 seconds left. We're almost there. And stop. We're done. Hey! You guys never thought you guys would be doing that, isn't it? You got warm now. You guys wouldn't do it. Just me, I said, what are we doing? No. Okay.
So what were we testing for there?
Nothing. It's just my amusement. This is my amusement. Okay, so basically it's a test on lower body strength. Okay. So if you are lower than 40 years old, you should have about 17 to 20 reps. Anybody below 40? Okay. How many did you do?
I got a 24.
Okay, good. Okay, so between 70 to, so anything more is great. Okay. 40 to 50, you're so fast. It's a flash. Basically. Okay.
What did you do? I forgot. She was showing off.
Oh, bless. So 40 to 50, you are between 15 to 17. Anybody? Yeah, good. Yeah, so
17,
good.
but I'm 71.
That's a really very good. Absolutely, very good. Very good.
Exhausting.
It's good exercise. That's very good. And then 50 to 60, ideally, but between 12 to 15, basically. If you do more than great, okay. But if you don't do medicine, don't worry. It's just give you an indication, rough indication. Okay, maybe I need to build more muscle at the bottom. Okay, because like I said, this is stability, right? It prevents you falls and protects your hips and everything as well. Okay, and then if you're more than 60, if you're doing less than 10, then it's kind of like a red flag. Okay, your muscle is a lot less. So you just focus on building muscle, really. Okay, so that's a good test, isn't it? Yeah. So during Christmas, you guys can do it with your family and say, okay, let's just do a test. Basically, see who is stronger. Okay, so. Muscle, I say, that's so important because it improves your mitochondrial health, improves your your metabolism as well. So muscle is very important. And there was a last, sleep. Sleep. Okay, I'll finish off with sleep because I think sleep is such a big thing. Okay, it's like good exercise and good oxygenation. I know. So with the sleep, I think it's important to decide whether do you struggle to fall asleep or do you have trouble staying asleep. They're different. Okay. Yeah. Both. Yeah, it could be both.
Sometimes both.
Or the fact you don't want to sleep. That's another thing as well. Okay. So if you struggle to fall asleep, it could be cortisol. So you got very high cortisol during the nighttime. Okay. It could be because you have melatonin suppression. Okay. So melatonin is almost like the sleep fairy. Okay. So it triggers your brain and your body saying, okay, it's rest time. And usually it's controlled by light and dark. And the sister to melatonin is serotonin. So in the daytime, when you wake up, you need to get morning sunlight because morning sunlight, movement, doing things that you enjoy will boost your serotonin. And you have enough serotonin that will be converted to melatonin for nighttime. So when people talk about, improving your sleep, it's not just an hour before your skin routine. No, you need to start that in the daytime. So if you prepare yourself in the daytime, you will get better sleep at night because you are making sure you have enough serotonin to convert to melatonin. Okay, and so another thing is eating enough tryptophan, protein, amino acid. So tryptophan is found in turkey, eggs, salmon. So all that is a cheese also, that also helps. So that will also help to improve the building blocks for serotonin, which then makes into melatonin. Make sense? Yeah.
Any vegetarian sources?
Um,
Vegan cheese was vegetarian.
yeah, vegetarian.
Or plant. I'm thinking non-dairy.
Yeah, amino acids is a bit difficult part and everything, but we can definitely find out and stuff like that. Okay. Then so that is kind of like difficulty sleeping. Okay. Now the other one is difficulty staying asleep. Okay. So difficulty staying asleep is a few reasons. So one is it could be your hormones fluctuating, your estrogen especially. So your estrogen regulates your temperature, your body temperature. So when your body needs to be a low temperature for you to stay asleep. So estrogen, when the thermostat just changes. So you get this hot flushes, night sweats, and when you get too hot, you wake up because your body's just very uncomfortable. Okay, so it could be the temperature regulation. So try kind of almost getting your bedroom even lower, the temperature, and see whether that helps or not really. Okay, another thing is your estrogen as well. Checking your estrogen, whether it could be if you're in perimenopause, it could be fluctuations, and maybe either do it herbs or consider HRT.
What's good for like flushing your estrogen? Like just eating healthy things.
Yes, I mean phytoestrogens, so people can take eating phytoestrogens, the food like tofu, tempeh, yeah, all that in terms of that. But then in terms of supplements, red clover, black cohosh as well, so that can help. Ashwagandha, that also can help as well. But then so there's a questionnaire called the Green Climateric Scale. So green is in GREENE, climateric scale. We use that as a monitoring symptom chart for perimenopause and menopause. Okay, because like I said, there's no blood test to check, right, to diagnose. So we can look at the symptoms and we look at the charts so that whatever you decide to do in terms of supplements, in terms of medication, then you can repeat that questionnaire 3 months down the line and see whether that's improved. So that's a good way to check as well. I do have the form PDF, so Leanne can send that to you, and that will be quite helpful as well. Yeah. Okay.
You mentioned about deep sleep at the start.
Yeah.
So, like some nights I feel like I can fall asleep quite easily.
Yeah.
And I can sleep the whole night through.
Mm-hmm.
But I wear a smartwatch and it says I've only had like
Deep sleep,
half
yeah.
an hour deep sleep. And so I've slept for 7 hours, but I feel like it's been 5 minutes.
Yeah. So it could be magnesium. It could be magnesium you're very low. So try adding the magnesium on that. Okay. Another reason why if you wake up is your blood sugar regulation. Okay. So if your blood sugar dips too low, your cortisol will rise, thinking that you are starving. And then, so sometimes wake up, you're feeling hungry, okay, and your brain will be wired and you can't go back to sleep, okay, because of that dip. So there's this book called The Adrenal Reset Diet, and it's kind of like more for recovery for burnout. So if you're eating carbs, eat your carbs more in the later part of the day, because that will help to regulate your blood sugar and not wake you up in the middle of the night, basically. So that can also help. And other things in terms of sleep. Yeah, that's
having like 12 hours sleep and still waking up.
Yeah, it's not really the quantity, it's really the quality. Really, because some people actually can do with 6 hours sleep, but if it's really good deep sleep, and deep sleep, I'm talking about the sleep cycle is usually 90 minutes, really, So if you got four rounds of like really good sleep cycles, 6 hours is fine for you. Some people actually do need 8-9 hours sleep, depending on your genetic makeup. Again, like I said, so I always don't like the idea of okay, one size fits all. It doesn't, because it really depends on your life and that sort of thing. Sometimes it could be if you are quite an active person, if you exercise a lot, if you exercise like evening time before you sleep, your body might be still a bit wired. Okay, so during the time you definitely need to make sure you are eating enough protein and carbs just to like reduce your cortisol, because your cortisol will peak up after that.
L-theanine or
L-theanine, yeah, L-theanine.
Does that help with
L-theanine. So L-theanine, taurine, all that are precursors to serotonin. So that helps by doing that melatonin. Again.
I was in America this year. It was like a Walmart, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, anywhere.
melatonin with
Oh, it's huge.
ashwagandha
Ashwagandha.
in it, and for jet lag, it definitely
Yeah.
helps if people get
Absolutely. Yeah, melatonin you can great for.
definitely gives you
Correct. Yeah. You know, like I said, because when you travel, the clock, the time and the daytime and everything's all messed up. So by taking melatonin, you trick your brain and say, okay, now it's sleeping time. You take it to bring you down, basically.
But you need to be in the right mindset, don't you? Like I've got an autistic 7-year-old almost, and she needs
Yeah.
max dose melatonin because she's just wired all the time.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you don't get it at the right
Yes.
time to like chill her out, it just has no effect.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting because they did some studies on ADHD, autistic neurodivergent. The serotonin levels, like you said, so is really dampened, really for them. So even more reason for them to get lots of sunlight, to just get lots of, and it'll be interesting to see like the magnesium part, bathing her to like Epsom salt, and that'll be interesting. Yeah. Yeah, to just calm it down. I know that's.
Doesn't do very much, but we try.
I know. Yeah, no, absolutely. You try, really, and because those are like not the neurotypical, really, so we try our best, really. Okay. So, summary, what do we talked about what hormones, all the hormones, what they do to the skin. We talked about the 3 magic M's. We've got the magnesium, the mitochondria. We've got what's the last one? Metabolism. And then we got the practical, reducing inflammation, improving our sleep, improving our muscle mass, and what's the last one? Insulin resistance. That's right, improving resistance. Okay, so I will finish with a quote I came up a long time ago, just saying that we can't stop the aging process, because we can't, really, So all we can do is just repair. We try, yes, we try. But what we can do is like repair the past, what we've done on our bodies, and then protect our present, and then prepare for the future.
That a lot of like your washing powders and everything. Do you think it does affect your hormones?
So that's kind of looking at
Yeah.
so endocrine disruptors, they call it, or xenoestrogens. I think again, if you studied everything that has toxin, you won't want to touch anything. You want to touch anything, wash anything, breathe anything, drink or eat anything. Okay, so you can take it too far, and then it becomes that self-professing. What's the word? That's right, self-fulfilling thing that you're adding extra stress to yourself, really. So our bodies are built for detoxification. So it's the question of making sure your body can detoxify and reducing the toxic load. Okay, so so if some people are more.
What would be the signs of that your body weren't
detoxing? So number one, if you have body odor, your body odor, you're not sweating, you can't sweat. Number one, your skin is breaking out, your skin is very reactive, your stools are, or like you say, you don't poo, you don't pee. So all those, or even like breathing as well, you detoxify through your breath as well, really. So all those. So sweating, that's why in sauna, steam rooms, that helps because you're sweating things out. I think they saw this study, but there's a chemical in paper receipts that is paper receipts. Don't touch paper receipts, or don't touch it. It's the ink. It's the ink they use, basically. But it's more of holding it for a long period of time. But if you just hold it straight, that's fine, basically.
Throw it away and take the receipt.
Yeah. Like I say, like again.
Pretend you didn't buy that really nice
Yeah.
item.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if you guys got any specific questions, by all means, I'm here for the rest of the evening. But yeah, thank you very much.
Do you think
That's just it.
biotin works for hair?
Yeah, it helps.
Definitely.
It helps. Again, if you're not eating right, your hair will drop anyway. Because hair has the silica, the biotin is one thing, but also protein is another. You need to absorb your nutrients. If you're not absorbing your nutrients, your hair will drop. If you're very stressed, your hair will drop. If your circulation is low, your hair will drop. So.
I think the absorption thing is really important. Because having taken
Big
certain
surface
numbers,
area,
absorption,
thighs, stomach,
unless you
bum.
take orange juice with it,
Yeah. So. Yeah.
you have to be really
I don't like taking vaccine spray because it itches me. It makes me itchy. So I take a supplement. Castor oil. Yeah, I know. there's no research that shows it. You see, so I know that you get those packs, you know, and again, there's no research to show that it works. So you know, but again, I think something is better than nothing. Really, you know. So if they find that helps them, that's great. You know, if it gets them to lie down and relax, by all means.
So I think we're gonna maybe just wrap up a little bit. Terry's gonna be around.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a questionnaire because I think what we can tell is that there's a lot of questions, a lot of topics that we can cover.
Oh yeah.
And we might do some more of these kind of talks. So if you've got any things like in particular that you might
There you go. Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Good.
another time,
You're very welcome.
do that. We're also going to be doing
Thank you. Thank you.
wellness things. So next
You're
year,
welcome.
Terry's coming back.
You guys also fill up. You fill up too. Here you go, Robert. Thank you.
Also boosts your sleeping
Fill up too.
because it's all connected to the amount of sunlight. Ultimately, yeah, it's like sunlight replaces.
Oh, table. You can do it now if you're good. Helpful.
We don't have a board girl.
Oh.